Capture and defend the hard point. When it moves, you follow. Hard point identified. Secure the area.
Enemy at the shanty town.
Capture the objective. Enemy's got the hard point.
Enemy at the center.
Hard point. Set. Enemy cluster strike incoming. Enemy UAV on Enemy Wilson deployed. Okay, get to the hard point.
Enemy at the back alley. Enemy at the shanty town.
Enemy's taken the hard point. Ten seconds. Get ready to move. Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover. Okay, get to the hard point. Enemy's got the hard point. Location secured.
Enemy near Main Street.
Cruise missile away. Hard point lost. Location secured.
Check your fire.
Stop. Get to the next one. Enemy taking the hard point. Enemy precision airstrike. Take cover.
cargo containers.
Friendly UAV overhead. Enemy cluster strike incoming. Got the hard point.
Enemy at the steady town. Enemy at the junkyard. Enemy at the center.
We're about to move.
Enemy at the junkyard.
Got the hard point. Enemy's taking the hard point.
Enemy at the junkyard.
Enemy's got the hard point. Hard point contested. Got the hard point. 10 seconds. Get ready to move. Hard point contested. Next hard point. Let's go.
Enemy at the junkyard.
Taking the hard point.
Enemy at the junkyard.
10 seconds. Get ready to move. Less than a minute. Go, taking that. Let's go. Go, get to the next one. Got the hard point. Hard point
Enemy
contested.
at the back alley.
Enemy's taking the hard point. Allied cruise
Enemy at the
missile
steady
away.
town.
Taking the hard point. Hard point contested. 10 seconds. Get ready.
Enemy at the
Go. Get to the next one. Time's up. Move your arms. Enemy's taking the hard point. Hard point contested. Hard point secure.
Echo 3-1, Viper 1-1 on approach, ready for tasking. What's your position? Roger, 7-1. Target acquired. Weapons free in 5 seconds.
Team deathmatch. Shotgun, set lock.
Alpha, come with me.
I'm with you.
Driver's seat is mine.
Now, get the infantry.
We're in control.
I'll drive. Driver's seat is mine.
Detonation is good.
Lost the lead.
Ready for tasking. What's your position?
Driver's seat is mine.
Still firing. Still firing.
ride along. I should drive.
Zero 6.
Enemy at the power stop.
Enemy personal radar in the air.
Firing, still firing.
Fuck.
Inbound to the east.
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover. Friendly cluster strike inbound.
Enemy at the power stop.
Less than a minute. I'm losing our window. Reloading. Rocket system deployed.
Enemy at the courtyard.
Time's up. Get moving. Hard day, but we'll come back stronger. gun game. Get kills with each weapon to win.
501-2460 and find out if the Eurolift system is
Spokesperson, Sweater Guns and Alliance.
After a car accident, you have medical bills, you have car repairs.
Every day you wait, you could be hurting your chances at a fair settlement. Call me right now.
512-477-7333.
Well, the paper says energy costs are about to increase.
Good thing we had those new windows installed.
Yes. Cheers to saving money.
Here at Belden, we hear that a lot. If you want to save on your energy bill and have a great window in your home, call us here at Belden Windows. We're going to install the following. Look at the extra coatings of Low E to give your home an energy upgrade and also provide a healthier environment for your family this year. Call right now to take advantage of $500 off the installation of Belden windows. Not just any window, Pella windows. And no payment for 12 months. A bonus if you call now. $200 Visa gift card with purchase. Call us here in Austin throughout the Hill Country right now, and you get a free travel toolkit with your in-home estimate. Here's the number, 512-318-2677. That's 512-318-2677. Check us out at Belden.com. Save $500 on Pella windows in your home if you call now.
Let Austin 3D Dental transform your smile cosmetically and functionally using quality dental implants.
The friendly atmosphere, the great customer service, and the willing to find the best plan for you makes 3D Dental very unique. I work with Dr. Chen, and she's amazing.
Explore your options today by calling 512-829-3195. Visit us online at austin3ddental.com. Austin 3D Dental can restore your smile, giving you natural-looking results that will last.
Coronavirus in context. Stay informed with KXAN.
KXAN News is sponsored by Velocity Credit Union.
Free checking, better rates, lower fees. The faster way to financial freedom from Velocity Credit Union.
Right now, we are getting a live update from Governor Greg Abbott about the coronavirus pandemic in the state of Texas. Let's listen in.
I'm very proud that the state response is being led by the Texas State Health Services Commissioner, Dr. John Hellerstedt. He and his team work very closely with the Texas Division of Emergency Management and led by Chief Nim Kidd to coordinate the state's response to COVID-19. Going back from a very beginning, I first began working on this in mid-January when I first talked to Vice President Pence, and then the day after that when I talked to President Trump on the day that the very first person who contracted COVID-19 in the United States was identified. A couple of days later, on January the 24th, the Department of State Health Services began leading daily calls with public health authorities, healthcare providers, city and county officials, as well as school districts across the state of Texas. The next week, on January 31st, the Department of State Health Services activated the State Medical Operations Center. That was followed by the DSHS opening 10 public health labs to perform COVID-19 testing throughout the state of Texas. We're proud to say that the state of Texas is filled with outstanding leaders at the local level. Leaders who have done a remarkable job of safeguarding their communities and responding to the early stages of the coronavirus. We're also fortunate to have some of the premier local health officials in America who are advising their local officials. Well, the first Texan tested positive for COVID-19 who was not one of the people who was repatriated from the cruise ships, tested positive on March the 4th. A week later, I received the first request for a disaster declaration from a local official. The next day, I declared a state disaster in response to the coronavirus. Later that day, which was last Friday, the president declared a national emergency concerning the coronavirus. That same day, last Friday in the afternoon, the CDC issued heightened standards for public health. To show you how swiftly moving this entire process is, what I just told you happened last Friday, the following Monday being the Monday of this week. Things began to change even more rapidly. The CDC further heightened public health standards. Beginning this past Monday, the health standards including limiting gatherings of people to no more than 10 people, putting certain restrictions on entities like restaurants, bars, gyms, etc. It's important to know that since I made my disaster declaration last Friday, the facts in the state of Texas have also changed. When I declared a disaster last Friday, there were 39 cases of Texans who tested positive for COVID-19. Today, that number has grown by more than 300%. Today, we have more than 140 people in the state of Texas who have tested positive for COVID-19.
Bro, I don't
When
like
I
this,
declared
bro.
a disaster last Friday, there were 0 deaths related to COVID-19. As of today, at least 3 deaths related to COVID-19. When I declared a disaster just last Friday, there are 10 counties in the state of Texas where COVID-19 has been identified. As we're gathered today, there are at least 27 counties where COVID-19 has been identified. Texas is stood as a proven model in respond to natural disasters. A lot of people don't know, but Texas actually leads in natural disaster declarations. And through the numerous disasters that we have worked our way through, we have a very effective system where the governor will make a disaster declaration and local officials will choose to able to respond, knowing their communities better than anybody else. And doing so, what happens is the governor empowers the local officials to be able to take the action swiftly in order to help their communities. This is when we're dealing with disasters where local officials know more about what's going on. It helped us respond effectively to natural disasters like Hurricane Harvey. Or what we're dealing with now in Texas.
Man, there's really not no point
to
to play this live.
It's
Not this titty,
nationwide disaster. In fact, it is an international that we have employed in the state of Texas for such a long time, so effectively. And invisible disease.
I just spawned a whole bunch
of no jurisdictional boundaries. It threatens the lives of our fellow Americans across the entire country. The appropriate response to this threat has been very well articulated by Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx, two doctors who are leading the response for the United States of America. They have been emphatic that we as a country must swiftly elevate our response to COVID-19. They say it is essential that all Americans comply with the CDC articulated standards. All jurisdictions must work to contain the spread of COVID-19 for at least
niggas know niggas in here.
That standard is echoed by Dr. Hellerstedt, the doctor who is in charge of this response for the state of Texas.
Really no point to play this
A
live.
unified, robust response contained to achieve the goal. Dr. Hellerstedt earlier today declared a public health disaster in the state of Texas. Here is his declaration. My recollection is the last time this was declared in the state of Texas was in 1980. This public health disaster declaration gives state and local officials important tools to ensure that we will be able to more and most effectively respond to this challenge. Well, to achieve the goals established by the President and by the CDC, to fulfill the disaster to ensure that we maximize safety and health for all Texans, I am issuing an executive order authorized by Chapter 418. This executive order adopts for Texas the standards that have been set by the President and by the CDC. It provides the following. Number one, every person in Texas gatherings in groups of more than 10. Number two, people should avoid eating or drinking in bars, restaurants, food courts, or visiting gyms. Simply put, there will be no dining in at bars and restaurants, and gyms will be closed. Provided, however, this is very important, that the use of drive-through, pickup, or delivery options is allowed and, in fact, highly encouraged throughout the limited duration of this executive order. Importantly, we want to emphasize that one thing important for all Texans to be able to access right now, obviously, is food. Getting to the grocery stores, always remember the availability of getting access to your food at restaurants along different types of processes. Number three, people should not visit nursing homes or retirement centers or long-term care facilities unless to provide. And number four, all schools in the state of Texas shall be temporarily closed, but this does not mean education stops. Instead, superintendents should continue to work with the Texas Education Agency to continue online additional educational options. This order is effective at midnight tomorrow. It continues through midnight on April the 3rd. It may be extended after that, depending on the status of COVID-19 in Texas, as well as recommendations of the CDC. Very important to understand what I am about to say. This executive order is not a shelter-in-place order. It is not doing things like going to the grocery store or gas stations or parks or banks. All critical infrastructure will be in operation. Domestic travel will be unrestricted. Government entities and businesses will continue providing essential services. Offices remain open, but should only ask for essential employees to report to the place of work, and where feasible, allow employees to work from home or other working sites. Also, employees who do their work should also practice both good hygiene as well as best practices in order to minimize exposure to the more that people do to reduce their public contact, the sooner that this will expire. Working together, we must defeat COVID-19 with the only tool that we have available to us. We must by reducing the ways that we are currently. The executive order requires CDC standards to achieve that goal. We are doing this now, today, so that we can get back to business as usual. Lastly, Texans have always united in times of challenges. We saw this very prolifically in the way that Texans responded to Hurricane Harvey. There were people around the city of Houston and Harris County area whose homes have been thousands of people had their homes flooded. And at a time when streets had turned into rivers, the way Texans responded, they got into for several weeks at a time. Completely disrupted in the Harris County region. But that did not stop or deter our fellow Texans in the way that they stepped up and responded. No one responds to challenges better than Texans. So let's muster a traditional Texas spirit and together defeat. That's how I can
exactly the kind of steps that we're asking people to take. I want to speak a little bit about why it's necessary. It's necessary because we can clearly see the trajectory that COVID-19 will follow if not effectively combated. There is now sound evidence that community-based spread of COVID-19 has begun in Texas. COVID-19 is the greatest public health challenge in living memory. We are seeing the true original meaning of the term viral being lived out around the world. COVID-19 is and will be lived out in Texas. It is moving quickly. We must change the course of COVID-19 before it impacts our state with maximum effect. As Texans, it is our duty to undertake the measures specified in the Public Health Disaster Declaration. We must all endure the sacrifices we know are necessary and effective to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our communities. The time to act is now. If we delay, we will not only pay a higher price than is necessary, but will rue the day that we, all of Texas, did not choose to act decisively. Keeping your neighbor and your coworker safe keeps us all safe. We are fighting back. We will win. Texas will show the how it's done.
Thank you. In Texas, we have a chief who is in charge of emergency management in the state of Texas. His name is Chief Nim Kidd. Chief.
Thank you, Governor. I ask all of us to remember to be prepared and not panicked. While this virus is novel or new, it is not any different than the disasters that we have responded to. It will be the same people, out there on the front lines. And I need all of the citizens of Texas to listen to their local officials and follow the orders that are given. Together we will get through this. We've talked to many of the people in the supply chain. The chain is strong. We need to be very cautious not to induce panic buying so that we can keep our stores open. And we urge you to follow these regulations.
Thank you. This time I'd like to have the Governor make some remarks.
Thank you, Governor. We're in touch with all of our senators and business people and citizens all over the state on a regular basis, working with the governor on these proposals. And I'm always asked the question, when is this going to end? The sooner all Texans come together to follow these executive orders, to make the personal sacrifice that Dr. Hellestedt talks about in NIMKID, the sooner we all collectively do that and follow these orders and make those, the sooner we get to the other side, the sooner businesses, all businesses can reopen, the sooner normalcy returns. It really is up to 29 million Texans to really step up and be the front line in this fight. And I'm asking all of you to join us and follow the lead of the governor and our two state health leaders.
Thank you, Governor Patrick. And now the Speaker of the Texas House.
Thank you, Governor. We're here today to show complete support and unity of the state leadership of Texas. The reality of it is, and Tim Governor says it well, we're asked daily, when can we go back to normalcy? At a time when we think we may not have as much control as we normally do, we have more control. And the control is with following these guidelines. The control is with following the leadership the governor has displayed throughout this situation. The reality of it is, we are together. If the Texans stick together and follow the CDC guidelines, respect the executive order of the governor and those that continue to be, we will be to sooner than later if we come together and treat each other with respect and follow our guidelines. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Speaker. We'll take a few questions.
Governor, what kind of powers does this executive order and this declaration give the state? What does that mean for the average person? What can you do?
Well, this establishes the standards by which all Texans are required to operate their daily lives by. In other words, this is the expectation that people will not gather in groups of more than 10. As it concerns the enforcement ability, one reason for the announcement of the Public Health Disaster Declaration by Dr. Hellestedt, the state now has quarantine authority. We don't want to exercise that authority right now because we want to depend upon the responsibility that all Texans will show. If Texans are irresponsible in their behavior, though, there are more tools where we can be more aggressive only if needed.
And in regards to the individuals who are out, non-traditional jobs, freelancers that are feeling the pinch right now, that don't have an employer who's paying them,
Candidly, the most prolific thing the state of Texas can do to make sure that all unemployed people as soon as possible is for us to lead the way to bend the curve with regard to the expansion of COVID-19 in Texas. We have to get back to business as usual as quickly as possible. We can only do that and make sure we reduce the transmission of COVID-19.
I hear that, but is there something in regards to unemployment that those officials should go to? I'm affected, I'm out of work.
100% yes. And so we have accelerated, but by executive order that issue, we've accelerated the unemployment process so that people will be able to get their unemployment benefits faster. Also, there are many different packages that have been and are currently being worked on by the United States Congress that have some have passed that will provide benefits to people across the country, including here in Texas. I've dealt with so many disasters as governor in so many regions. As I said, Texas leads the country in natural disaster reclamation. Working with the tremendous experience and response of NIM-KID, we've seen the profound and effective way that local leaders have expertise in responding to natural disasters. And we begin, this is very important, we as a team began working with these local officials back in January. So this isn't anything where we kind of began yesterday. And so we began having leadership meetings. It could be with county judges, it could be with mayors. Very importantly, Dr. Hellerstedt began daily phone calls with local public health officials dating back to January. So we, as a state, knew exactly everything that was taking place at the local level up all the way through this minute. And like I said earlier in my remarks, the local officials have done a fabulous job of living in confidence. It's just with the new mandates about not only what best practices are, but what expected practices are. I find it necessary to make sure that we as a state, in unison, are doing exactly what has been prescribed by the federal government.
Dr. Hellerstedt, in regards to the numbers that we're seeing, we knew that they were going to be low early on last week. You warned us that they were going to be going up. They are going up. Are you sensing that we're getting close to that peak? Or what do you tell folks at home to keep them from panicking about these numbers going up because we're getting more people? How close are we to that peak of that way?
So I think the best answer to that is the way to have the best possible outcome is for all of us to do the things that we've been talking about all along. So the hygiene practices, the social distancing practices, the cleaning surfaces, all those things, those are the measures that actually protect us as individuals and our loved ones and our co-workers and our entire community. That's what protects us from the spread of this. So if we want to see this spread slow down and reverse at some point, then we need to carry out those practices. When it occurs, it's completely a function of how effective we are as Texans in acting together to do the things that we are asking them to do.
So what's the interpretation of the numbers that you're seeing right now?
The interpretation of the numbers we're seeing right now is that this is exactly the time to, on a statewide level, ask people to say, here's the standard for behavior, here's the public health standards that we need at this point to prevent further spread.
If I could add to that. The amount of tests that the state of Texas, and there will be multiple entities that will be doing testing now. The state of Texas, as well as public health authorities, will be doing testing. There are a multitude of private testing. There are hospitals that will be doing testing. So all of this will be together. The amount of testing being done will be in the range of at least 15 to 20,000 per week, with the expectation that that will continue to increase. So here's the way it's going to look. Because more people are going to be tested, because there are more people who currently have it who will be transmitting it to others, it means that the public should expect a spike to occur, a rise to occur. Test positive. It'll take a week or so to see the thrust of that occur. Then our collective goal as a state is to make sure that that spike levels off. Once that spike begins to level off, we will then know that we have the challenge contained.
Yesterday you touched on the possibility of using hotels and other as holding facilities or even quarantine sites, starting identifying locations of COVID.
So I had the opportunity to visit with the CEOs of all major hospital systems in the state of Texas to get information from them about what strategies would be best in order to expand the capability of healthcare to respond by providing additional beds as well as additional resources to the public, as there may be increased demands based upon increased number of people testing positive for COVID-19. In response, they gave me a list of ideas that would be good. The hotels was on there, but it was not the first choice. There are other choices that are easier and better responses. There are also other. One is medical tents, and we've identified multiple facilities that already have access to medical tents. Medical tents are self-contained units that can provide complete care, and that's the first choice that many hospitals already have access to, and we have identified other availability of health tents to make sure we can provide more. Second, there are several hospitals, medical facilities, could be emergency centers that have recently ended operation. Their building and facility is in a perfect condition in order to be able to take care of patients who would test positive for COVID-19. That was their second choice. Then after that, for patients who test positive for COVID-19 but are not in need of critical care, which is the overwhelming majority of people who contract COVID-19, a hotel room is a perfectly acceptable place for people to isolate. It can have one individual per room with a bathroom while they go through the rehabilitation process. And we have identified hotels in various locations across the state of Texas. We continue to get calls from owners of hotels who are offering up their supply. And so this is something where I think we will see a very large supply that will meet the needs that we have in the state of Texas.
One more question. One more question.
Nim? Yeah. Well, we kind of all coordinated. I'll let you speak on it if you want.
Rudy, we've had a lot of people reach out already. We're collecting those lists, but we also want to make sure that they're the right place to do that. I'm not ready to release that list yet because we want to inspect them and make sure that they will be available in the time of need. Don't want to make them ready too soon. Certainly don't want them to be ready too late.
Last question.
I can hear you. So any place where anybody would gather by this executive order, they're prohibited from having more than 10 people gather at any one particular time or location. In that meeting that I had with the CEOs of all the major hospitals in the state of Texas, we discussed hospital inventory, and we got some information they shared with us about the availability at that particular time, and we'll be getting additional information from them. I can tell you this, based upon the input that I received from our hospital leaders, I feel very comfortable with where we are with our the availability of facilities if we were to get to the worst case scenario.
Is that wise for you to be aware of yourself, exposing yourself as you are right now? It's not like 6 feet apart. So is that the best way? Would it be better for you to send a symbol doing this press conference from home with first meeting, first call?
Everyone loves the first dog, as you point out. But you make an insightful point, and it's important that people understand that because of the potential transmission of COVID-19, I will be reducing the amount of time and the situations in which I will travel. Considering the magnitude of what happened in Arlington, I thought it was important for me to be there. There will be situations like that where it is better for me to be present if possible. However, if at all possible, I will be refraining from travel.
How are you? Thanks, guys. We got to go. I'm sorry.
I'm doing fine.
Really late.
Very helpful. That's it.
I didn't know whether it's waiting on you because this disaster is so anything.
I will tell you, as the victim of an emergency tragedy myself, I have internal tests responding to unique, pressing, emergent challenges. And this is a situation I feel very comfortable dealing with.
Thanks, guys. I'm sorry we get it.
There you have it, an update from Governor Greg Abbott from the state capitol. He has announced an executive order which applies CDC standards across the entire state of Texas. And here is what that means for you. Every Texan shall avoid gatherings of 10 or more people. Dining in bars and restaurants, dining in, we can't do that right now. Drive-through is still an option, and it is very much encouraged. Gyms, they are closed. People are not allowed to be visiting nursing homes or assisted living facilities, and all schools shall temporarily be closed. Now, this again goes into effect across the entire state of Texas starting tomorrow at midnight, and it stays in place until April 3rd at midnight. Now, we also want to let you know this is not a shelter in place, so you can go to parks. Domestic travel is unrestricted. If you need to even go to the grocery store, of course you can do that too. This is all to stop the curve of the spread of COVID-19. We will, of course, have these updates over at KXAN.com for you as well. And as you heard Governor Abbott say that, you know, Texans have been through a lot these past few years, and the Texan spirit will not be beat, and we will beat COVID-19. I want to remind you, KXAN News is bringing Governor Abbott into our studio this evening for a virtual town hall. He'll answer our questions and yours about coronavirus impact in Texas. Use the hashtag AskAbbott to send us your questions. Join us at 7 for our live town hall here on KXAN and on KXAN.com. Then the conversation continues with state leaders from 8 until 8:30 live on KXAN.com. So a lot of things that we are now seeing in place, because some things that we've already been seeing here in the community, but now across the state, they are in place. So this is just such a fluid situation, changing all the time, and we want to make sure you at home know that we are watching out for you, and we are trying to keep you updated as much as possible. We're virtually holding hands together through this. There are many of you who need to get outside and get a breath of fresh air, stretch your legs.
You know, it's like you understand why these, these rules are in place, but as you start to get a little stir crazy, we're now on day 4, going into day 5. We want to get outside, and I think this afternoon is going to be very conducive to do so, which is good news. Yeah, so let's get to it. this Thursday. Satellite radar showing a lot of cloud cover out there, but despite those early morning storms and showers, we're taking a break. The overall storm system is still well toward north. It's going to continue to make its way to the east, but as far as the overall conditions go, those cloudy skies, nothing compared to what they're dealing with on the backside of this storm system. Very heavy snow falling now in Colorado. Denver looking at anywhere from 4 to 10 inches of snow. So even if your only reason is to get outside because you can and you're not in Colorado, that's good enough for me. Your temperatures are in the mid-70s here in central Texas, 50s and 60s up across the Panhandle. A live look outside from our Oasis restaurant weather camera there in Lake Travis. I think the cloud cover will stay. There's no doubt about it. Our clear blue skies not in the forecast yet. But also keep in mind some special winds gusting anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour. Here in Austin, a little breezy at times, but not a full-blown windy day. I'm going 80 degrees as a forecast high today. Again, dropping the rain chances out of the forecast for the afternoon, but do not put away the rain gear just yet. Those rain chances are coming back tonight. A quick look at the pollen count for today. Oak and hackberry up to high levels. Mold and mulberry medium. And then everything else either low or medium when it comes to grass, ash, and walnut. Hey, tonight, 61 degrees. We're concerned about those showers and storms coming in, as some of these storms could be on the strong to severe side. Now, let me emphasize the point that this is only 1 out of 5 risks, so it's still pretty low, but it's not impossible to see some of those larger hailstones, some stronger winds, some isolated flooding, all of this sort possible, although the highest risk is going to be further up to the north and northeast of us out ahead of the storm system. Walking you through the timing of this, I'm going to put this into motion 5 p.m. this evening, and as we get into the midnight hour, a lot more cloud cover starts to build in. We'll watch as we go from midnight tonight into the 3 a.m. hour. Some of these stronger storms starts to push in from the southwest, and it continues to move northeast over our area. Some of these storms, again, going to be strong. You'll likely hear the thunder, maybe even some of those smaller hailstones by tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Still tracking storms and showers over our area. And it mostly falls just as rain as we get into the afternoon. So I'm more concerned about those overnight storms than anything, but the rain showers will actually continue on Saturday, even into Sunday. We've got some rain showers, eventually dropping those rain chances down to about 10% Monday. When it comes to the accumulation, I'm thinking anywhere from 1 to 2 inches is going to be a good bet. Yes, we could see more than that in pockets off to the east, but I think the majority of us over the next 4 to 5 days are looking at a pretty significant chance of picking up 1 to maybe 2.5 inches of rain. Now keep in mind, 7-day forecast shows 80 degrees today. Cold front comes in overnight. That's really going to trigger these storms and showers, but it's going to drop our temperature significantly. Low 60s early. We spend most of the afternoon in the 50s tomorrow. So it's going to be a cold rain. Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon, before eventually warming to the 70s on Sunday. And then finally, a breath of fresh air early next week. How about some sunshine? We've got it in the forecast Tuesday, and high temperatures rebound nicely, closer to 90 degrees by Wednesday afternoon.
Hey, raise your hand if you're ready for some sunshine. Here. All right. Today we're getting a better idea of how coronavirus concerns are impacting how people get around Austin. Cat Metro released numbers this afternoon. The agency tells us ridership dropped about 40% Monday, 45% Tuesday, and 62% yesterday. Yesterday, Cat Metro shifted to a modified schedule for Sunday service. It's important to note here that ridership totals are estimates because of how operations and engineers report passenger numbers. The advice from medical experts is consistent. Practice social distancing. You've seen us doing it right here on News. But some of our most vulnerable neighbors don't have stable housing to go to. Chris Davis looked into what local shelters are doing to combat COVID-19.
Downtown at the Arch, they do what they can.
So things we've been doing are things they're about to do.
That means more hand sanitizer and as much separation as possible.
So you can see just the room, you can see it here. What we can do within the room to space it out. So what we're doing is making sure that people are sleeping head to toe.
Front desk that runs the Arch. They've also removed half the chairs in common areas, so there's more space. Salvation Army shelters are stepping up their efforts, too.
When we have items, we're able to give them hand sanitizers. We're out of that now.
About 300 people a night stay at one of their 3 shelters. If someone gets sick with the virus, they would send that patient to a healthcare facility and then identify spots to isolate people who came into contact with them. But the most important defense right now is education.
You know, that calms fears down too, because just because someone sneezes doesn't necessarily mean that they have this.
You know, counter areas, counter space like this.
Back at the Arch, common areas get extra disinfected cleanings these days. They know how dangerous this coronavirus could be here.
We really want to try and do everything that we can to keep this building and this shelter safe as possible. That we're working with and that are coming in and doing the work.
Homelessness, trend older, and have health issues already. Both of those make people more vulnerable to serious illness associated with the coronavirus. Austin Public Health is opening new testing sites after getting 1,000 new test kits. 11 sites total are being spread out across the area. Austin Public Health is now sharing the locations first after getting screened by a healthcare provider. Officials don't want you to wait in long lines if you don't need to. Baylor Scott & White is in the process of reimbursing patients charged for e-visits with medical professionals to see whether they qualify for COVID-19 testing. People who paid for COVID-related e-visits between March 13th and 17th are getting their money back. We started looking into this after a clip. If you have questions or concerns about the coronavirus, email us anytime. Reported at KXAN.com.
Are you ready for a life full of possibilities and new adventures? Live it out with Heritage at Vizcaya by Taylor Morrison, an active lifestyle community in the Round Rock area for 55 and better.
We can do that. Costa Mechanical believes no matter the situation, our answer is whether it's the comfort inside your home, or plumbing, or even a whole new system for your house.
We can do that.
At Costa Mechanical, our technicians are here to make sure you stay comfortable all year long. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Costa Mechanical for exclusive offers like these. When it comes to your home comfort,
Costa Mechanical, we can do that.
What's
going on? We saw the video that you made at Kelly's house.
What? We were dancing. It was fun.
Kelly's family has cable internet.
The video was in SD.
Those upload speeds, it's not who you are.
The file was huge. It was taking forever.
That is not the internet that we raised you with.
Just okay is not okay. Switch to AT&T Fiber with 1 gig internet and get 20 times faster upload speeds than cable for $39.99 a month for a year. Limited availability may not be in your area. Call 1-877, only AT&T.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Claire. She has AT&T DirecTV. I get tons of HD. Spectrum has tons of HD. On demand and the sports channels are included. Well, DirecTV Select doesn't include the sports channels. And we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. I don't get that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-941-4499.
Spectrum internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps. My starting speed is only 50 megabits. Spectrum is 4 times faster.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm in one contract for TV, second one for internet. It could cost hundreds to cancel. Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll help buy out yours. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-941-4499.
Let Austin 3D Dental transform your smile cosmetically and functionally using quality dental implants.
The friendly atmosphere, the great customer service, and the willing to find the best plan for you makes 3D Dental very unique. I work with Dr. Chen, and she's amazing.
Explore your options today by calling 512-829-3195 or visit us online at austin3ddental.com. Austin 3D Dental can restore your smile, giving you natural-looking results that will last.
Replacing floors is a big job. Trust Empire today to get it done right. For almost 60 years, Empire has installed floors in homes just like yours. It's what we do every day. Your floors will be installed by experienced professionals. They specialize in custom work. Plus, we're not happy unless you are. And we've got more than 3 million satisfied customers to prove it. Professionally installed floors. It's Empire today.
All right, we want to recap here for you one more time that announcement you heard from Governor Greg Abbott within the last hour. The governor issued an executive order for the state of Texas that puts a 10-person limit on social gatherings. It also restricts bars and restaurants to go or takeout service only. Gyms and schools are also closed, and it goes into effect tomorrow at midnight. It will stay in place until midnight on April 3rd. And one more time, this is not a shelter-in-place order, so you can still go to parks, you can still go to banks, you got to go to schools, of course. You know, many people are doing that. You can do that as well.
Get out there, or maybe go to the dog park if you can, just to kind of release all that anxiety. I know we will definitely be doing that this afternoon. Hey, 80 degrees later today, but watch out for some storms and showers overnight. I think that's definitely likely. Some of those could be strong to severe. We will keep an eye on it. Cold rain expected tomorrow.
I know I'm already ready to get outside. Thank you for joining us on KXAN News. Remember our town hall tonight with Governor Abbott.
Roof leaking? Need a new roof? Call J-Con Roofing and Repair. Roofing at its
Company cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, and fleet vehicles are involved in thousands of accidents each year. An accident is just another car accident. In a company vehicle accident, call Thomas J. Thomas J. Henry handles serious company vehicle accidents and gets serious results for injured clients. Call today. Thomas J. Henry is available 24/7, nights and weekends.
Man, this TV's lame.
You need a breakthrough. With the local good credit or building it.
No interest for 48 months on LG OLED via NanoCell TVs, and pay no interest for 36 months on LG appliances.
Geico makes the claims process so easy. I can file and manage my claim all on the Geico app. It's not just easy, it's giving your dog your fitness tracker easy. Oh, good boy. Yes, you got it. Woo! Already got my 40,000 steps today. Can I get a what? No pain, no gain.
It's Geico Easy with fast and convenient claim service.
It's tough missing teeth or dealing with loose-fitting dentures, and every trip to the dentist adds up quick. Restore your smile with Minis. Mini dental implants. At half the cost and half the size of traditional implants, they get you in and out quicker with less office visits and less money out of your pocket. With Mini dental implants, you'll be smiling twice as much. Eat all your favorite foods again without worry. And say cheese. Less is more with Mini dental implants. Less invasive, less discomfort, less healing time, less visits to the dentist, and less expensive. Now that makes a lot more sense. With these tiny state-of-the-art implants, there's no intense surgery, no cutting, no stitching, and no bone grafting. This simple, one-step Mini dental implant procedure is fast, affordable, and just as permanent as conventional implants. From the dentist's chair to the dinner table, with Mini dental implants, there's plenty of support. Call Dr. Nathan Collins at 512-265-8911 for your free consultation to see if Mini dental implants are right for you.
You've been hurt, and it's not your fault. Put us to work. Give us a call.
All right, buddy. Let me know if things change on you. It's good. This is progress. This is too little, too little. Taking away. Hey, all the fires. Any word? Nothing. So much closer to finding where we were before. Don't worry about it. find Steve, we're gonna stop him. Yeah, and if Steve is really Stephanie, there's no better person that knows him than Mom. What's wrong with this guy? I don't know anybody who puts up more of a fight than Marlene. Alright, she's doing everything she can. No, I'm counting on that kind of support. I appreciate your support, everybody else, but I'm not gonna be good with this until Doc is back home and in my arms again.
Hardpoint contested. Incoming! Next hard point, let's go. Hard point locked. Enemy at the tower. Shield turret on the field. Friendly UAV overhead. Enemy precision airstrike. Take hardpoint contested. On the way. That's it, we lost the objective. I expect better.